Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Top 10 Tuesday. I'm your host, the Lydian Comedian. So without further ado, let's get started. This week we're going to be going over our top 10 least favorite moves in Super Smash Bros. History. The reasoning behind these choices can stream from their utility when I'm using them, how annoying they can be to get caught in, or just how overpowered they can seem at sometimes. Or if I just have a personal vendetta against them. It can go almost any way you can think of. So let's get right to it. We're going to start things out with an honorable mention. This just goes for every counter in the game, basically. As a person that likes, bait and punish characters, it sometimes can be annoying to have a easy out for strong attacks that you just quite didn't get timed right. And with all the counters in the game fluctuating between their frame data, it just gets kind of irritating, where you don't exactly know when they start and when they end between characters, and you can't exactly time it unless you learn all the different frame datas for all the different characters. Don't get me wrong, I use counters on occasion, but I just feel like they're a detriment to the game versus a benefit, and they're just all over the place. It's like when they can't come up with a move, they just give them a counter. So that'll be it for our honorable mentions. The most liked of our least liked is Banjo's Neutral B, the Brigo Blaster. I actually don't have anything against this move as far as using it in battle or having it used against me. I just don't know how to cancel out of it and do aerials like other people do. I haven't actually committed to learning the character very well, and I see a lot of players cancel this move out into combos, and they're really cool to see, but I don't know how to do it. I could easily look it up, but I like to figure out characters as I go myself, and I just hadn't figured it all out myself yet. And it was just hard to come up with 10 moves that I totally loathed. So that's this one. Our number 9 pick goes to the Dr. Tornado. I really wanted to put a very similar down B in this list, but I tried to pick one move per character, so I didn't feel like I was picking on one character in particular. So you can guess where this stemmed from. But anyways, the super armor on this move, how easy it is to start up and just ruin things, and then its skill power is pretty mean. It just sometimes gets on my nerves a little more than other moves. Number 8 is Toon Link's Down Air. With the plethora of characters that we've had in Wii U and now in Ultimate, I don't get to play basically every character like I used to in the original Smash, Melee, and Brawl, where I was pretty decent with every character, where now in Ultimate, I just stick to maybe 20 or so characters. And unfortunately for Toon Link, he's not one of them. And his Down Air doesn't work like it did in Brawl. And I find myself killing myself all the time with it, going for a spike, forgetting that I won't bounce off the opponent if I use it. But this also goes for my little brother who misses that move. We used to use it in boss battles and Brawl all the time, and we had a lot of fun with it. So I wish they'd just take it back to the way it was. Number 7 is Lucians Aurasphere. This move was a very annoying ledge trap tool in Wii U, but before that they basically just stole it from Mewtwo, and it was one of my favorite moves in Melee for Mewtwo. How it could damage opponents while charging. That was, his unique new move, where they just gave it to Lucario in Brawl, and when they reintroduced Mewtwo in Wii U and 3DS, they took away its ability to harm opponents. I don't know why they decided that it was necessary to take it away from Mewtwo. I don't think it would have made him too strong or anything. My guess is they wanted to differentiate the two moves a little bit more. And for that, I really don't like Lucario in the Aurasphere. Being able to catch my opponent when they try to roll behind me with a charging Shadow Ball used to be just one of my classic moves. Get to charge my Shadow Ball a little bit and rack up a little bit extra damage on my opponent. And I can't tell you how long it took me to break that habit in Wii U and 3DS. I kept trying to pull out the Shadow Ball every time I knew my opponent was about to roll behind me, and I just got whacked from behind because they weren't getting damage at all. Number 6 is Little Mac's KO Punch. I don't necessarily dislike the move itself, it's just the way it was implemented, giving the character a huge comeback factor that can turn one misplay into a missing stock, as well as a move that can just, if you are winning, you can just get a further lead with a one punch. Most competitive players don't like this kind of comeback factor, Lucario's, Little Max, and to a lesser extent, Cloud. I just really wish it would have stayed truer to its reference material. So in the Punch-Out games, you get KO meter by dodging attacks. So if Little Mac were to gain KO gauge by parrying or having a sort of witch time type of effect where he would gain meter whenever he just barely dodges moves, would be more accurate to the source material, and it would be less of a comeback factor and would be way more skill reliant. Number 5 is Pikachu's Down Air. This little rat has too many combo tools and way good offstage game. He really doesn't need a spike. There's so many of Pikachu's moves that I could have put in this slot, but the fact that he just has a spike on top of all that just really drives it home that he's just a busted little character. He's a little annoying to fight for me. I have a friend that uses him and I don't have a lot of trouble with him. When I'm using him personally, I just feel like I'm cheating. He's got so many options at so many different points, and to have a spike on top of all that just doesn't seem fair to me. Number 4 is Joker's Tetracorn and Macaracorn. Besides just having really annoying names to try to pronounce, this counter is busted in the realm of counters. Also being a reflector when it has to be. I feel like it's just too strong of a counter. I know it isn't around all the time, but Arsene's a hard enough mechanic to deal with, but then when you can't use projectiles against them or strong attacks, or you're just gonna die because that thing comes out like frame negative 200. Honestly, the only reason this is on the list is because not too long ago I read my friend's air dodge like I always do, and I had him caught in Corrin's charging forward smash with the saw blade, and Joker was able to counter my forward smash after bouncing out of the multi-hit of the charge animation, and then killed me at like 20%. So all I got for reading my opponent was dead. So yeah, no counter should be able to bounce out that quick. Yeah. Number 3 is DK's Headbutt. Not only do I think Donkey Kong could have like a real side B where he throws barrels as a projectile, and this move's just too simple, but the real reason I hate this move is it is so deceptively ranged, where it seems like you can hit somebody halfway across the stage with it sometimes. I guess there might be like 2 twines of hair coming off that doo-doo hairdo that reach halfway across the stage, and they manage to bury an opponent. This move seems to have more range than the standard B or his forward smash sometimes. I don't know. It's deceptive range is what really irritates me about it. Number 2 is Mario's Cape. This is really close to being my least favorite move in the game, if you can't tell by it being number 2. The fact that it can turn around rolls and all kinds of stuff, and the delay it takes before you can act again without you doing stuff in the wrong direction is really annoying. It just feels like a very disrespectful move when I see it happen. On top of all that, it's just a very not accurate recreation of how he uses his cape in his games. In no game does he just swing his cape and it reflects stuff. I thought when Brawl was coming around, he was getting the Flood. Flood would be his standard B, the Fireball would become his side B, and then his down B would be him spinning with the cape and reflecting things, which would be more accurate with, how it works in the game. And you could hold down B when you're using it in the air, and you'd actually be able to hover in Brawl, but they took that mechanic out altogether, so it really doesn't matter at this point. It's just a very annoying move, and it's just stupid how good it can be in some situations. There's only one move in the game that is nearly this annoying and even a little worse. That's right, it's Luigi's Dash Attack, our number 1 least favorite move in Super Smash Bros. History. I do have a bit of bias against Luigi. He's my good friend and greatest rival's main in Melee, and he's been one of his better characters throughout all of the Smash games. Luigi has a lot of, not the funnest move to get caught in ever, but my least favorite of which is his Dash Attack. It's more of a nuisance than an overall powerful move. But it's just one of those moves that seems easy to spam, and it's just annoying to even hear. Big Brain Zane has a lot of characters that he's fantastic with, but the one I dread facing the most is Luigi, and this sporadic arm flailing move that always seems to put me in a bad position. This move's been around since Smash 64, so it's probably why I've had the longest time to grow such a dislike for it. And that'll do it for our list. Are there any moves on here that you also don't like? Or are these actually one of your favorite moves? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know some moves that you don't like for whatever reason. Until next time, my friends, bye-bye.